I told myself that I would never make a video like this. I'd never record anything like this, never make a breakdown like this, because it would make me come across as a pompous ass. It'd make me come across as a know-it-all, and that's not what I'm trying to do. But I have enough alcohol in my system. I just lit a joint, and I have the willpower to do it because the small part of me has always wanted to do this and kind of set the record straight. So get prepared, guys, to what they call the Retro Bowl Pipe Bomb. The Retro Bowl Pipe Bomb. So what is it? Why do I have my screen pulled up? You see a roster, and it looks like the Arizona Cardinals from, the 2024 season, and you would be absolutely right. I am a Cardinals fan. Obviously, that's why I have this, but the Retro Bowl Pipe Bomb is going to tell you the ultimate roster with a 12-man roster. Alternatively, I'll tell you how it does with a 12-man, too. I can tell you what pieces are removed. But ultimately, what you see before you is the ultimate roster in this entire game. And I'm not trying to, beat around the bush or anything like that, because I know a lot of people say, oh, OL don't matter, and then you have some people say, oh, 2 tight end don't matter. Shut the fuck up. You're going to let me speak to you guys and let me school you on this. I've been playing this game since 2020. I've been in this community almost since the beginning of the time, and I decided to come back more recently because I got back involved in Retro Bowl. And, I did some tweaking on my roster and things like that, just to see what works and what doesn't, because, it's familiarity. But this, what you see before you, these 12 guys, was something that I seen a couple years ago. There was something called the Brady Bug. Version 1.584 had this thing where you could take players from the Hall of Fame and take them out of retirement and use them at will. So I signed a complete 5-star from each position, all the reserves, everything, so that way I had everyone to decipher the best roster. This is the best roster in the entire game. And, you might just laugh at me for this and whatnot, but you're going to stay here and you're going to listen as to why. If you click off, you're a moron. If you stay, then allow me to educate you. And that might be a little controversial, but hey, whatever. So let's get started. Starting with offense. Obviously, the 5 pieces that are needed is quarterback, running back, 1 tight end, and 2 wide receiver. However, this second tight end right here, see me just waving this along right here? Yeah, and see this OL right here? Yeah. Now, wow, OL don't matter. Second tight end don't matter. Listen to me. Second tight end, these 2 right here, they both receive passes. However, they alternate between blocking and receiving on routes, okay, which helps for conditioning, first off. I know they're a little hard to get morale all the way up. As you can see, my morale is 100%. 2 tight end and 1 O-line. Now, let me explain something to you. If you had 2 O-line, 3 O-line, 4 O-line, 5 O-line, it doesn't matter. With 2 tight end and 1 O-line, what you do is that while the 1 O-line remains stationary, the second tight end blocks either the top or the bottom. So because that second tight end is rotating back and forth and that OL is remaining stationary, you have a blocking system that effectively works and changes assignments and patterns and formations with the AI's defense. So they could either block close together, far apart, or all 3 simultaneously. Yes, you could achieve this, technically speaking, with 4 OL, per se, but you might as well just go 5 if you're going to go 4. I'm just saying, because you're that close to the line. 2 tight end and 1 OL is the only blocking system in the entire game that does this. Tight end blocks downfield, while OL blocks on the line and remains stationary. So now you have a run blocker and a pass blocker. While it might not give you more time, while it might not, be what you're looking for, it's still fucking with the AI. And you're allowing yourself to play dirty because they don't know, where the block is coming from because you haven't invested in tight end and OL, so... And it opens up the field more, too. It just does. It just opens up the field more. You can create new opportunities, makes tunnels for your running back to run through. It goes without saying, okay? There's other ways that helps besides giving you more time to throw. That's for offense. Now for defense. You see these guys right here? It's obvious. DB is the best position in Retro Bowl. I feel like that, sometimes I like to add a linebacker or 2 in the rotation, because they can get sacks and interceptions, but all right, so there is no physical defense in Retro Bowl. As I don't know if everybody knows that. Some people do, some people don't. But really all you need is 3 DB, okay? Because the RNG kind of selects 3 guys to play on defense. The roll will start, the simulation will start, the 3 DBs will come in, and then, they'll be selected to make a stop. But, let's say if I had, this, let's say if this OL was a linebacker, right? I'm highlighting it. So now, this linebacker right here, even though this is not a linebacker, would be, rotating like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. They'd be rotating. So, the reason why I carry a 4th DB not only as a reserve, because I use them as kick returners, as you can see, but, rotates them. It's just made as rotate. So, this keeps your defense consistent. The defense... All right, so, like I said, there's no physical defense in Retro Bowl, so the RNG favors the speed attribute. So, I'm going into my DBs now. As you can see, all of them are 10 speed, 10 stamina, thanks to the boost. Because of this, I can make stops very, very often. This is actually my lineup, if you guys are interested. We go back. Look at this. That's what I got right now. And as you can see, all 4 of my DBs in 1 deploy. But 4 DBs make the most stops. you know, as a defense. In my opinion, 3 DBs really, technically speaking. The 4th DB is just the reserve. But it's always nice to have that reserve because if one of those DBs goes down, then hey, your defense is still intact. So whatever. And now we're going to move over to kicker. Okay? Kicker. I don't kick field goals. I don't kick field goals. I don't do that. I always go for 2. Shut the fuck up. Kicker pins teams further back on motherfucking kickoffs. People, I don't give a fuck. It is one of the most important pieces to have on a team. It's just obvious. It's obvious. Once upon a time, I was one of those people like, I don't use a kicker. Oh, but they pin teams further back on kickoffs, making more chances for these 4 guys to make a motherfucking stop. So, realistic speaking, a lot of people say like 2 tight end is the, you know, offensive beta and 4 DB is the defensive beta, right? I carry both, and I carry a kicker. This piece right here expands this. This piece right here expands this. And that's all I got to say about that. And, you know, if I were to play a game right now, I can show you the results, but I don't want to go through all that. But let me click this right here. I don't know if you've seen the extreme pop up at the 48-9, but it does. Also helps I have this as well. Traits, double likable, because you want to make that CC to be able to afford this, and the full front office. And yeah, like, alternatively, and this is what I mean, like, I prefer likable, but alternatively, like, with 4DB, you might want to run physio, because it helps with conditioning. But, you know, I play an easy regimen most of the time, so injuries don't occur, like, very often. And if one goes down, like I said, like, 3 of these is really what matters. And early in the video, I said, what was that? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm losing track because I kind of started rambling on and trying to explain this to you guys. But you see these 2? Just get rid of them. That way, you have the 3 DBs still working and the 2 tight end offense with kicker. So these 2 guys right here are just, like, I wouldn't say, like, bad or anything, but, like, this piece is kind of needed to expand this. This piece is kind of needed to kind of, you know, make a reserve for this. But if you want the performance to be top-notch and you don't have 12 slots to play with, that's what I recommend. The 2 tight end offense is very important. The 3 DBs is very important. Having the 4th right there, like I said, is good for reserve. Kicker is very important. You know, like I said, I never wanted to record a video like this. I wonder how much time, 11 minutes, goddamn. I never wanted to record a video like this, but I felt like I had to because, like, when I explain to people, like, within the Reddit community, like, this is the best. I'm not saying that because that's a personal preference. I've used every single lineup that there is to use in this entire game, both on offense and defense. I've done full defenses, full offenses is great, too. Believe me, it's pretty fucking fun. That 5-OL and all that. But on extreme, they score too much. Even with a 5-star coordinator, so you do need that. So 3 DBs are required. So it would be cool if you have the 2-OL. And, you know, yeah, you got that extra protection, but the thing is that, like, you don't have that alternating blocking pattern, so you might as well use that 4th DB right there, like, as a reserve, to make your defense just a little bit stronger. Helps a little bit in rotation. And, well, it helps a little bit in rotation, it helps a little bit in conditioning. And, yeah. It took a lot for me to muster up the courage to do this, but the reason why that I did it was because, oh, I don't know why my Bluetooth did that, but whatever. The reason why I did it is because I think it's kind of more of a drunk rant. Like, I just had a couple of nips and, you know, I'm smoking some weed and shit because it's my day off before. Tomorrow I get hit on Valentine's Day. But I say that this is the best roster because, to me, it's the most optimal. It's the most, yes, there is no DL and there is no LB, but think of it this way. DL and LB really don't exist physically. Okay, so they don't exist physically. To me, DL and LB are liabilities more than they are help because they're too slow. They're too slow. Like, DL, yes, they get sacks, but what good is that sack if the next play is going to result in a touchdown? And I've seen it happen. LB, production-wise, is the worst of the 3, but because they can get sacks and interceptions, they make up for it. But DB is an absolute, like, you might as well just max this out like a skill tree. Just like the 2 tight end, you're maxing that out like a skill tree. What you see before you, 6 out of your 9 positions are maxed out in Retro Bowl. Like, without reserves, obviously. So this is maxed out, maxed out, maxed out, maxed out. I mean, yes, like reserve, but technically speaking, maxed out and maxed out. 6 is maxed out. And then you add that OL kind of support. And not only that, too, even if OL doesn't help, OL doesn't help, they still get you extra CC. Because out of every position in Retro Bowl, they level up the fastest. So, hey, get you extra coin, too. But that right there was the Retro Bowl Pipe Bomb. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm probably going to upload this on multiple platforms. And, yeah. I think that a lot is to be learned here. You know, you can take what you will from this, but that's just me personally. I played with every lineup, every defensive setup, every offensive setup, everything. Even the full 5-0, I played with it all. Offense, defense, everything, like, this is overall the best. The most optimal for offense, the most optimal for defense, and you carry a kicker. Bam. You will find nothing better across all difficulties. That includes extreme, and play or sim. This is it. This is the be-all, end-all of Retro Bowl. The be-all, end-all of Retro Bowl. Thanks for watching. Seriously, thanks for watching, guys.